name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
Rob Jarrell.
And today we're going to recap the Showtime Championship Boxing, which happened last Saturday, April 26th, which featured Keith Thurman against Julio Diaz, and also it had Matthysse against Molina and Figueroa against Belmontes. Now, in our preview video, we didn't really talk about Figueroa-Belmontes a lot, but there's one thing that we do want to talk about that happened in that card. Well, two things. One, the scorecards, and two, the complaint of running. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, so running and defense and ring generalship, two different things. Running is turning and running to where you're not even allowing it to be engaged at all.
Right.
Where you're just trying to run away from a fight or run around the ring. Ring generalship and defense is being there and keeping yourself from being hit. Movement, blocking, turning, it's all the same thing. The problem in this fight, Belmontes lost the fight. In my eyes, I personally thought he won because he was the much sharper puncher and he really confused Figueroa, where Figueroa actually won the fight because of his activity. But it was, to me, ineffective. And he was complaining that he was trying to engage Belmontes and he thought that it'd be more of a fight because he was running. No, you were getting handled defensively. There is a difference. You're there to hit and not be hit. Because you're getting hit and you can't hit them does not mean they're running.
Pretty much that means you're getting outboxed. Now, to further drive home the point on this, everyone always tries to harp on the boxer. Oh, why is he running? Blah, blah, blah. Why isn't he fighting? How about we think about it like this? How about you fools learn how to cut the ring off? Let that sink in. There is a skill that a lot of older fighters use, and some newer fighters, called cutting off the ring. And to do that, you use lateral movement and a decent punch selection to trap your opponent where you want them to be. You can do it in the center of the ring, on the ropes, or in the corner. Just cut the daggone ring off. And if you can't do that, you're going to get your ears boxed off.
Yep.
They're going to turn you. They're going to use that movement. And even if they're hurt and they're moving excessively, even if they are, cut the ring off and they can't move. That's why it's called cutting off the ring. Anything short of them turning around and straight bolting will be stopped by cutting the ring off. So when someone can't stop a fighter from running, be like, hey man, why don't you learn how to cut the ring off? Get with your coaches. Why aren't they teaching you guys this stuff? I mean, my coaches taught me how to do it, and I was still what they call a boxer. I was the one turning and giving angles and stuff like that, but I was still taught how to cut the ring off. So why aren't these guys being taught? We get a lot more knockouts and more exciting fights if they learn how to do that.
Look at Gennady Golovkin. Cuts the ring off very well, and how many cats has he knocked out over his career?
Exactly. That's the most recent person we can think of right now off the top of my head. Chavez Jr. used to do it pretty good. Then he kind of got lazy. Didn't do it so well like against Martinez and stuff like that. But he has done it before. Margarito was really good at it. Not so much against Manny Pacquiao, just because Manny Pacquiao was that much better than him.
That's right.
He did cut the ring off a few times, especially like in that 6th round where he buckled him over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the point. You learn how to cut the ring off. Like, pull up some old Duran tapes, some Chavez Sr. tapes. Shoot, even old Ricky Hatton tapes. I mean,
Warriors.
He cut the ring off on Floyd a lot. It was just that Floyd was better than him and was able to fight once he was cut off. So there you go. Let's move on to the scorecards about this fight, because one of the judges had a 118 to 110 score in a very close fight. You got one 7 rounds to 5 for one guy, one I think like 8 to 4 for one guy. which is 1 round. That's good.
Yeah.
But 10-2, come on, man. You guys are really messing with these guys' lives doing this stuff.
That's right. That is right.
That's all we got to say about that.
We're just moving on to the best fight of the night, which was Lucas Matthysse versus Molina.
Yeah, that might be the fight of the, that is the fight of the year so far. I mean, if you guys missed it, make sure you got some Showtime on demand or YouTube or something. Go find that fight and watch it. I mean, we had a little bit of science going in there. We had a little bit of savagery going on in there. Had plenty of blood, plenty of guts. Both guys went down to the canvas. Both got up and fought hard. But at the end of the day, the power of Lucas Matthysse reigned again.
Yeah, I was very surprised by Molina because he was actually, to me, looked a little bit bigger in that fight. I mean, he was taller than him. He looked like he might have outweighed him a little bit. But Matthysse just had that power with him. He was more muscular, let's say. But he was susceptible to that left.
Yeah, and that right hand. He got dropped, what, 2 or 3 times? It was twice.
And his lunging in was definitely a problem with it, and he's not a defensive mastermind. So we knew this was going to be the fight. I actually have to give kudos to Molina for, one, knocking down Matthysse for the first time in his career. Twice.
Yeah.
First and
Danny
second
Garcia
time
was the first person to drop him in his last fight.
And, oh yeah, that is right. I'm sorry. Well, he dropped him twice.
Right.
And he made it to 11th round. We thought it was going to be the 6th. He showed a lot of cojones making it to that 11th round.
Yeah, we thought everything that was going to happen just in a much shorter time frame. But him sticking around, him being in the fight at the time of the stoppage was, I mean, that's a good testament to him. I mean, like we were saying, he was landing that right hand pretty easily. Yeah. Overhand, straight. He hurt him with a straight right hand in the first round, with a couple straight right hands. He dropped him with looping right hands. So that's something that Matthysse is going to have to go back to the drawing board and work on when he goes back to camp.
That's right. And Molina, let's remember that Molina was moving up from 135.
Right, so he's going to be a problem for those 140s, whoever he fights next. So that's it for that fight. Go find it, go watch it, and go enjoy it. That's all we're going to say about that.
That's right.
Let's move on to the main event, which had Keith one-time Thurman defending his WBA interim title or something like that against Julio Diaz. That really doesn't matter. The real thing is Keith Thurman did what he was supposed to do. We said in our preview video, the onus was on him to stop Julio Diaz because he went the rounds with Amir Khan. He went the rounds with Sean Porter twice.
That's right.
So it was up to Keith Thurman to put him out. And put him out he did. I mean, he cracked the guy's rib. I think he had another injury. He gave him another injury. And the way he did it was very unorthodox, but highly effective. When the fight was going on, I was texting Rob like, yeah, he's doing a lot of movement. But in his movement, you never know when he's going to punch.
That's right.
And he can fire off power punches from a stance that you think he wouldn't be ready to punch from. That's going to be a big problem for other welterweights.
And especially a guy who is a pressure fighter. What I did notice is that Thurman does very well at creating space to throw those power punches. Whether it's a step back, a step to the side, he has great timing, which allows him to, even if you're on him, just to kind of step back and fire either over the top or a left from an angle, which I didn't think it was going to throw it.
Yeah, his athleticism, rings, IQ, and reaction times are incredible. I said in our Porter video that I would probably have him ranked above Porter, and this one really kind of still cemented that.
Right.
The way he can get that space, they both have that kind of same awkward rhythm where they're bouncing back and forth and they kind of spring in on you. But with the concussive power that Thurman has and his much better boxing skills is why I would take him over Porter right now. That can change because they're both learning.
But I would like to see them in a clash after maybe one more fight for either one of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a really good fight. Porter's people say they don't want it right now. Thurman's like, let's do it right now. You got to give that guy props because he is ready to fight anybody. He's been kind of hunting Maidana since maybe like 2011, 2012.
That's right.
I know his HBO debut was supposed to be against Maidana. He pulled out. I think he might have been hurt at that time.
Yeah.
And then each time he won, he keep calling him out. And they were about to make the fight again before they made the Broner fight. So, and now that he's fighting Floyd and he's about to lose that belt, that fight probably won't happen. I doubt that'll happen because that'd be a bad fight to take after losing to Mayweather.
Right. They'll probably take a step up fight, then fight him.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. He looked good. He did what he was supposed to do. Let's see what happens in the future for Keith Thurman. And that's it, guys. That's all we got for you on this episode of Capital of Combat. If you like it, make sure you click the like button on any platform you're watching this video on. Leave us your comments on what you thought about the fight, on what you think is going to happen for these guys in the future. If you just want to rap with us, you can leave a comment as well. Hit us up on Facebook, Google+, YouTube, email capitalcombat@gmail.com. So, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and gone. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick rhyme, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.